So I would like to talk to you about 12 topics, 12 aspects of meditation practice, which I found to be, in 20 years of practice and 10 years of teaching, I found them to be very, very helpful. If you know about those and how to put them into practice, your meditation practice, your daily meditation practice can quite soon give you a lot of help, can transform your life and can free you from suffering. But it needs to be done well. It needs to be done in the right order. So these 12 topics correspond to the 12 lessons of our introductory course, How to Meditate, in 3 modules of 4 lessons each. But this is not about promoting the course, or not only. It's about telling you about the key aspects of meditative practice. So let's start with the first. You already know about this one, the inner Buddha, but it's not complete. You just learned who or what it is and how to use it, but there are some other things about it. For example, the aspect of inner and outer silence and inner and outer noise. This is very important. When you sit down in meditation, you will sit down in spaces of silence, but it's outer silence. And this outer silence will not help your inner silence to unfold. On the contrary, it will very probably bring up all your inner noise. And that's okay, that's great, that's normal. It's just that we should know about that and be prepared. So in the course, we talk about these aspects and do some exercises about it. And I found them to be very helpful. Then there's, still in the context of inner Buddha, concentration, there's the aspect of hindrances. Traditionally in Buddhism, we talk about 5 hindrances, which are sleepiness, restlessness, aversion, desire, and doubt, destructive doubt. So those 5 will come up, maybe all together, or maybe some of them together, or one at a time, but they will come up. So again, it's helpful to know about them. It's helpful to know that you are not doing anything wrong when they are coming up, and what you can do. So that's one other very helpful aspect for beginners, because many people stop practicing meditation after a while because they just don't know how to overcome those hindrances. And then there's a very, very important aspect, which is gratitude.
The exercise is very simple and very joyful. Just go up the stairs, but please pause on every single step and contemplate your thankfulness for somebody or something. I am thankful for my health. I am thankful for this day.
Why is gratitude, thankfulness so important? And why in the context of concentration in a Buddha? Well, because concentration is a double-edged sword. You can use it against yourself. And that would happen whenever there's no joy in your practice. Then concentration will become excluding everything which you don't think should be part of your meditation. But that's a tragic mistake. That shouldn't happen. So joy a joyful practice as much as possible is key. And the fundament to joy is gratitude. So by practicing gratitude, basically all the time, if possible, we can create a nice, solid fundament for joy. And that will allow the right kind of concentration. Not excluding anything, but on the contrary, including everything. And at the same time, maintain the focus. That's something that should be learned. And then there's the aspect of parallel perception, which is still the inner Buddha, still the first topic of concentration. Parallel perception means that we keep our focus on our meditation object, the breathing, and at the same time, as I said just before, do not shut down. We do not close ourselves to all the rest. Yeah? We remain open. Yeah, that's basically that's still not all that there's to learn about concentration in a Buddha, but these are the key aspects. I'm sure these ones, with just a few exercises and some explanation and some guidance in your first meditations, you will have a clear idea of those aspects, and they are very, very helpful. And then we come to the second, which is the body. Our body is extremely important in meditation. Meditation is not all about the mind. It's not just spirit. It's very physical. It's very similar actually to physical training, to sports. Yeah? Because we train a muscle, the muscle of returning to presence. Yeah? And like in sports, it's quite important how often we practice this. Yeah? So one first thing about the body is just the ability to be aware of our body. That seems to be obvious. Oh, well, I'm aware of my body. But your body has multiple dimensions. And just one aspect here is the inner and the outer body. You can learn how to feel your inner body, which is basically the vibration, the vitality in you. Maybe you're already able to feel it, maybe not. Anyway, it's fine. But you can find out about this and be aware of your inner body, which will help you to get in touch with life, not your life. Life. There's only one life. And you are an expression of it, and I am an expression of it. And every plant, every animal, and even the things we consider to be not alive. So it is important. In meditation, we become experts of perceiving our body in a very loving and caring way. We become very precise and can be very detailed about even small parts of our body. If you want, I can tell you for half an hour about this finger. Because there's a lot I found out about this finger in 20 years of meditation. And so with all the parts of my body. So we should learn, or we should start learning. You can find out about all these things in your own practice, but it's helpful in the beginning if you know which way to go. Yeah. So we will do some we do some exercises in the introductory course about awareness of our body. And then there's obviously the very, very important question of sitting meditation postures. And I will explain and show how you exactly do sit down in these four postures I'm going to present. I brought some stuff with me here, a meditation cushion, a big one, 16 centimeters, and is good for quite tall people like me. If you're more than 1 meter and 75, 80 centimeters. And everything about this posture is wrong. As you can see here, the whole weight of the body is on the back. And that will hurt after 2 or 3 minutes. And I sit down on them in this position. Now the mat is a bit short for me, so the knees are on the ground. No, the knees are on the mat, it's fine. And talking about the body, there are 2 other things which are incredibly helpful if you just know about them. And that is the self-healing quality or ability of every meditative practice. Because whenever we are just aware of something, we just direct our attention to whatever, that object will receive our attention, will receive our love, because attention is love, and will heal. It's as simple as that. I can't promise healing of whatever sickness now, obviously not. That would be highly unethical also. But I can guarantee you that it can only help, and that we all meditators experienced some very interesting effects. The key is not, you don't have to want them. No? If you direct your attention to a part of your body which is hurting in order to take away the pain, that won't work. It's another, it's not that kind of operation, it's not that kind of thing. We just are in contact and we can send the messages, I feel you, I thank you, and I accept you, that part of my body which is aching, I accept you the way you are. And that is all. And it's extremely simple, but also extremely helpful. So we'll talk about this in the section of the course about body. And the same goes for relaxation, because meditation is basically the only real form of relaxation. Meditation is your opportunity to just be, without having to become anything. And that is real and the only relaxation we can really get. Sleep is very different and is not relaxation on such a deep level. So these are 2 other, let's say, collateral side effects of meditative practice. But if we know about them and know how to use them once in a while, we can really do ourselves a lot of good. Yeah, we can help ourselves a lot. So the third aspect then, the third big topic, is just the practical organization of your meditation practice. And there we have the questions of space, time and structure. And I've noticed that if people organize their practice well, there's a much bigger probability, much greater probability that they will just go on. And going on or not is the key question of it all. Yeah? So, space. What should we do, what can we do in order to create a nice, stable meditation space at home? And which reminds you also during the day that meditation has not yet been done, and that it would be a good idea to do it. So avoid any kind of improvisation. Taking the meditation mat out of the cupboard every time and putting it back. This hassle will, after a while, lead to an interruption in your practice. And consistency is key. So when it's clear then how you can create a nice meditation space at home and what you need and what you can remember here, Then let's talk about time. Time is also important. When should we meditate? How often should we meditate? How long should a meditation session last? Walking meditation, sitting meditation. Obviously, we are all different, and every one of us has his or her own situation and possibilities. But there is also the experience of meditators throughout the centuries who, gained some experience, and so there are some helpful hints about time in the course. And then there's the question about structure. Does sitting meditation, a silent sitting meditation session, does it have any kind of structure, or is it completely free and completely only intuition? How does that work? Well, there is a structure, and here it is, on a worksheet of the third lesson of the introductory course. There is a preparation stage in which we decide our sitting posture and the duration. And we make the so-called 3 decisions, which are about eyes closed or open, where do I put my hands, and where exactly am I going to feel the breathing? Where is the breathing awareness point? That would be the preparation stage. And then there's the, let's say, main part of meditation, which has its steps and stages as well, with the 6th step here being the most important, and you've heard about it, the return. And then there's the end, with gratitude and a final thought to other people who suffer. That is the structure, and within this structure, meditation is then completely free and intuitive. And it doesn't have to respect that structure like this all the time and always. But this is more or less what experience teaches us a normal meditation session mostly will be. And then we come to the aspect of breathing. Breathing is our meditation object. You already know that. But why do we concentrate on breathing? And how do we do that exactly? And what does breathing represent? What does it have to offer you? What's the potential of your breathing? Do we want to improve our breathing? Do we want to make it longer or deeper? Or do we just want to watch it and to observe it? And why exactly do we do that? These are very important questions, and we dedicate an entire lesson of the course to breathing. And I had the pleasure to film most of the videos of that lesson on beaches in Greece during a summer holiday, and it was very pleasant to practice some breathing there. Breathing is key in meditation. We concentrate on breathing. Why do we do that? Well, because we need something to concentrate on. It could be anything, really. It could be an object. It could be an image. It can be a thought, words, a mantra, prayer. And with my breathing, I start to become the bird, the sand, and therefore very useful for meditation, because it occupies your mind and it helps you to get deeper and deeper into your breathing, and that means deeper and deeper into reality.